Hi guys, welcome back to my kinky hair where we grow and glow together. My name is Annette if you're new here. Today we're going to talk about protective hairstyles. So last week I asked on my Instagram post if you guys would like to know more about protective hairstyles, and I got quite a number of responses in my DM and in the comment section. So today I'm going to let you guys know more about protective hairstyles. So what is a protective hairstyle? A protective hairstyle is a term used in the natural hair community which refers to any hairstyle that keeps your ends tucked in. By ends I mean the tips of your hair, like the initial part. Yeah, so protective hairstyles are anything that keep the ends protected, not exposed to external elements which may lead to breakage, for instance friction. Examples of protective hairstyles include braids, cornrows, buns, etc. So in the past I used to confuse protective hairstyles and low manipulation hairstyles. Low manipulation hairstyles are hairstyles in which you use minimum or no heat to style your hair. Examples include braid outs, twist outs, buns, flat twists, anything really that you just use your natural hair to achieve. So low manipulation hairstyles aren't really protective hairstyles in some cases, depending on how you style it, because your ends are not tucked in most cases. For instance, if you decide to rock a twist out just like that, you see your ends are not protected, so they're more prone to friction. Say when you sit somewhere, when you're sleeping, in case you don't sleep with a satin bonnet, which you should be. Yeah, so not all low manipulation hairstyles are protective hairstyles. You have to purposely tuck in your ends to make sure your ends are protected. So what are the merits and demerits of protective hairstyles? So the merits include maintenance. One, it's easy to maintain. Like most of the time you just wake up, you don't really need to do much to it. You just need to moisturize it kidogo and probably paka oil on your scalp and you're good to go. Number two is that it's a major time saver. It saves on a lot of time because you don't spend a lot of time in the morning trying to figure out which hairstyle you're going to rock that day. You can easily just wake up, tie your hair up in a bun or whatever up. If you have braids, if you're wearing a wig like me, you just throw it on and you're good to go. The third thing is it leads to length retention. When your hair grows and your ends are protected, they don't katika all the time. So you'll note that there's growth coming from the roots. So if you remove your hair carefully and slowly and in a gentle manner, you'll note that there's a significant amount of growth. Because say for instance you're undoing your braids and then unakasirika, then you end up cutting this part. So all these katikas, and let's say that this same amount is what grew from your roots, yeah? So when you straighten your hair, you're just going to think that it's the same length. You're not going to take note of the increase in length. So please ladies, be gentle when removing your protective hairstyles. So the major demerit of having a protective hairstyle, especially braids, wigs, cornrows, which are usually under wigs, is that they might be too tight, and if they're too tight on the root, you're going to feel so much pain. You won't even be able to sleep. You'll just be walking around like this, like somebody is calling you, like, yes, okay. You won't be able to look down, and I believe we've all experienced this one. Gone are those days. Yeah, so the main disadvantage is tension. And also when styling your hair, please make sure when you tie it up or whichever style you decide to rock, make sure that it's not too tight. And if you're wearing a wig, there are those two things that shikilia, make sure it's not pulling on the hair too much. And also at the back over here, make sure that the strap is not too tight and it's not pulling on any of your hairs, because it's going to build up tension, and tension is not good for your hair. So let's talk about the cost of a protective style in Nairobi. It depends on the stylist that you go to or the salon that you go to. If you go to a natural hair salon, they're probably going to charge more because they're going to be more gentle with your hair, because they understand the struggle and they're going to really take care of your hair during that process, and that takes time and skill, so they probably charge a little bit more. It also depends on the stylist. Some stylists charge a little bit more, especially those who go to different homes, like home calls, yeah. So they'll charge slightly more, but that it also depends. They may charge more, they may charge less. Depends. In the normal salons, by normal I mean salons that don't specialize in natural hair, they would charge possibly 1,000, 1,500 for normal braids. I don't know how much they charge for cornrows because of, I just don't do cornrows because of that. So yeah, but the cheapest, most affordable way to install a protective style is by doing it yourself at home. All you need to do is just buy braids, and you just go home and learn how to install it yourself. You can buy braids from Dubois or Dubois as people call it. And then you can just buy them. I think normal braids Abuja is like 60 bob. So if you buy it at that price, it's going to be so much cheaper. So how long should you stay with a protective hairstyle? I would recommend 2 to 3 weeks, so that you have enough time to rock the hairstyle and it doesn't end up looking too old after some time. But some protective hairstyles do last longer than others. For instance, locks last longer than twist outs, for instance, because the twist outs will end up looking a bit shaggy, but shaggy can also be good. You can also rock that look. I'm not saying it's bad, you just have to find a way to rock it. And one last thing, under this wig I have a protective hairstyle. I'll probably share more information on that because I'm doing a 1-year hair growth challenge, and my hair is in small matutas, like really small matutas. So that's what I do. That's my protective hairstyle for the next 6 months. The next 8 months. So that's my protective hairstyle for the next 8 months. So I'm just going to rock that, and I'm gonna show you guys how to take care of your hair when it's in such a state. So which protective hairstyles would I recommend for you to try? I recommend braids, twists, cornrows, wigs, and buns. So for the braids, you can just go on Pinterest. You can download the app if you don't have it. Create a board, name it hair, for example, and save different braid ideas, because there are so many ways you can do braids nowadays. You no longer just have to do the normal braids, unashuka, the tatu alafu unaachilia. No, you don't have to do that. There's so many ways you can do that. Even the way they kata uku, like you can do box braids, you can do the triangular shaped. For wigs, you can always buy different types of wigs. Cornrows, you can also get ideas from there, same as twists. You can do for locks as well if you want to have a very, very long-term protective hairstyle. I would recommend for locks or artificial locks. I don't know much about artificial locks, though. You can go on Trisha's Naturals on Facebook and you can go through the group and search for artificial locks, and you'll get quite a number of people that know how to do artificial locks, and you'll get so much advice on that as well. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.